uh, everyone. I think we had a very insightful discussion today with stalwarts both from the industry and government. And just to sum up, ma'am, I would like to request you to just sum up in brief the key takeaways from the discussion we had today, ma'am.
Very right. Thank you so much. First of all, I thank each of the panelists and to you as well for conducting so well, which was a difficult task with so many speakers around and sticking to the timelines. So congratulations to you as well. So few things which I will like to say, that first thing has come to a holistic approach when we are handling the issue of graduating over a period of time to green steel, where the technology is going to make a lot of difference, and technology will be route-wise. Each route will require a separate dispensation, a separate discussion as to how we improve the better production, commercially viable, and also ensuring that your footprints of carbon as well as the entire value chain, which is sort of negative contributing to the goal of going green, is taken care of. So that has come out very, very clearly, and that is a takeaway. So AIIFA can have internal discussions and sit down for each of the route and then see to it that which are the steps to be taken by them, which they can take themselves, and where they need a government's handholding, and what exactly the kind of handholding is needed so that it can be taken further. Another thing which has come out very, very clearly into this is the concern towards the induction furnace and therefore the AIIFA. It comes out very, very crystal clear, because you have to understand that CBAM is not for the imports. CBAM is offsetting what tax they impose for their internal manufacturers. So any manufacturer of steel in Europe, whatever carbon emission to do, they have to pay an extra tax. That is offset by the imports, that, okay, you also will have to pay the CBAM. So it will not be a longer time when India will also start something on the similar ground. And you will start getting imposed for even domestic use if your emissions are more. So therefore, it's not immediately in the near future, but it is not something you can rule out. And therefore, it is very important for you to introspect, and like it has come out very clear in the panelists, go for a technologies which is going to help you to graduate, to come down these emissions when we are going ahead with it. The scrap has been debated. It is very shocking that we are the 4th largest automobile population in the world. But we are new in the life cycle, so it is going to take 10 to 15 years for our scrap cycle to come. So we will have to have a combination, excuse me, Mr. Professor, based on coal, which has to be a fuel for us for 50 years. There is no looking back on that, but it's better usage. And parallelly graduating to the alternative means, and of course the scrap-based industry. So these are two parallel lines which are going to run through in the coming days. Absolutely, there is no shortcut for it, and we have to realize that and not get tempted by other sounds. But yes, we have to move towards capturing the carbon dioxide emissions and the entire value chain, starting from how power is made to other things are made. The entire value chain, you will have to look into it. Then, there has been a talk about, again, a holistic approach to handholding. So your expensive credit, your expensive power, your taxation, indirect taxation in GST, which it is coming through, is a matter of concern. And when you say that more and more steel consumption is going to happen, because India is a low infra country, and infrastructure growth is a mandate for any government. So there is going to be, and it is going to be more and more steel-intensive infrastructure. So with this, the demand is going to be there. So when demand is there, you have to be a conscious citizen so that you ensure that you supply not just the quality demand, but also environment-friendly demand. And that is where the challenge lies. That is where when we are going ahead with it. There has been a talk about, which is a topic of sustainability, very, very strong. And the flow of raw material. Definitely, you know, when we are talking about the slurry pipeline is a mandate for green steel because, you know, it saves the emission. Similarly, when you are doing for the manufacturing, inland waterways for logistic is very green friendly incentive. So these are the things which has to be a part of it, and slowly we have to move towards it because government is one. The departments are different. The ultimate goal, the moment it is said that India is heading or aiming to have an environment, a cleaner environment for a better survival, definitely all these steps cannot be ignored. There has been talk about the conflict between the power sector and steel sector on the coal supply. And every year it happens in summer when the demand of power goes up, there is a big fight for the rakes, and each one of you are sitting in Calcutta to get the rakes. So there is no option but to move to the alternative means of transport and alternative means for logistics because the demand for power is going to go up, the demand for steel making, raw material is going to go up. So when the present one there are in fights, the futuristic you can well understand, and problem is not unsurmountable in case you are thinking it together, and solutions are available, tried out, economically better, saves your transportation and logistic cost, and therefore saves the cost of the steel also. There has been talk about the eco-efficient material. Scope 1 has been mentioned. Scope 2, we are not even talking about it. Scope 3 is nowhere in the debate or even in the horizon. So scope 2, we are not even talking about it, where we are thinking of our entire value chain being green. Our entire value chain sort of ensuring to add the lesser and lesser and lesser of not just carbon footprint, but other things also, how you are using the material and how you are going about. So your present immediate short-term goal is to achieve your scope 1. And for that, AIIFA should sit together and work out and list out the steps for each of the routes separately, that how you will, as an industry, can do, and list out where you want the handholding from the government. The government will always stand by you, but this is something you cannot any longer push it under the carpet. This has to be achieved. This is an additional agenda. The first agenda was to reach 300 million tons, but now to reach 300 million tons by producing environment-friendly ways of producing steel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.